Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at patreon.com/inspired disorder.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
Rona Dayz, episode 82 of the show that will never die until I do. Yeah. No, it'll probably not go on that long. If I'm still doing this show at the time of my death, something has gone horribly wrong. But my week, this is where I recap my week. Because, you know, I don't always want to talk about movies. I don't always want to talk about current events that get me angry. I don't always want to list my top 5 of something. Sometimes I just want to talk about me and my mental health. What's going on with me? You know, share. It's what pods, diary. It's like a diary. Ray's diary. RD. Rona Dayz. What are you going to do about it? Hey! So, my week's been weird. It's been a weird week. It's been a week full of late nights, horrible sleeping, exhaustion, some depression, some things that are opposite of depression. Not mania, but, just some really happy moments, I guess. Unexpected happy moments. But, it started off pretty lazy Monday, which I'm looking forward to a lazy Monday tomorrow. Well, as I'm recording this on Sunday, it will be... Anyway, a few days ago, I will have had a very, hopefully, lazy and relaxing Monday. I'll probably watch a lot of movies like I did this past Monday. Watched a bunch of movies because as you know, on Sunday, I'm doing my top 5 of Stephen King horror movies. And Stephen King movies are a big blind spot, especially the horror movies. I've seen Green Mile, Shawshank Redemption, obviously recently filled in the blind spot of what's that one called? The one with the kids, you want to see a dead body, Stand By Me. I'd never seen that one before. Or if I had, it'd been when I was a kid. I don't really remember it. Which there's some of these in the horror version of that that I hadn't seen. But watched a lot. I'm only doing a top 5 list, and I probably watched easily like 12 Stephen King or horror movies adapted from Stephen King novels, which is a lot. And, varying degree. But still, a lot of movies. And then also the movies that I review this week also. But yeah, Monday was kind of that relaxing day for me. I think Monday was also the day when Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp all went down, which I was kind of hoping that they would just go away. Despite the fact that I have a Facebook page that I never go to, but it's like it's linked. You have to have that to have an Instagram or whatever. I don't know. And then Instagram, it's everything I have is just to promote the work I do. It's not like I'm sharing a bunch of stuff. This is the closest. Rona Dayz is really the closest, the only time I'm really sharing personal stuff, and I'm not even really sharing everything. But, as close to personal as personal can be for me. Because I don't post a lot of personal stuff online. Twitter, I use a lot to talk shit. I love to throw shit out there to see who wants to argue. And then, although it doesn't really work that way, but, anytime, the smallest thing, I will block or unfollow if I'm already following or mute. The smallest thing, I will adjust my connection to a person, which sadly is something that happened this week, which was surprising. It was a surprising moment where, somebody that I've considered a friend for many years, somebody that I've never met in person, but considered to be a friend, and somebody that was, out of the large group of people that have slowly over the years, that were part of the IDC over the years, showed themselves to be a range of horrible things. And I'm not saying this person was that, but over the years, I've blocked a lot of people that have shown their true colors, showing their hate, showing their viciousness, toxic people. But I'm at a point where the smallest thing, and if you're somebody that seems to think that that people, like, you've criticized people for their stand, like Joe Rogan. You criticized Joe Rogan for spreading misinformation on his wildly popular podcast, as well as nonstop retweets of misinformation on his social media. Like, you've criticized that person. You criticized another comic for being racist, for having a video come out that showed him being extremely racist, like capital R racist, on stage, which is somebody that's been racist on his podcast progressively over the past year. And somebody that so you're critical about people, but then you also take the time to not only go watch these people do their thing, which is fine, whatever, but you take the time to promote the fact that you went and you enjoyed yourself, which you can do. That's fine. You're welcome to do whatever you want to do. But in my opinion, it broke my heart that's not only did you go, which is fine, but you also took the time to promote them. Like, I know that this one guy was super racist, but he was really funny. And this other guy, I know he's probably caused a lot of people to die because of his misinformation during a global pandemic, but he was funny. I guess they're funny. Sure, they could be funny, and it's fine you promote them. But from my point of view, it seemed fake. Seemed fake. And I'm distancing myself from all of that fake bullshit. Izzy. Out. Go on. Dog. Record a podcast. How many years? And she's trying to get on camera. And it felt bad. I recently talked to this person. Not talked to, had a chat interaction with. And it's like, out of all of the people to like be like on social media saying like they enjoyed a thing from these people, it's like, I don't know. But also, I've been in this tailspin about what the fuck am I doing with my life. You got Gary V selling his childlike doodles at Christie's, probably making millions. I had another friend, just a normal person, not social media, whatever, goes viral for some whatever. And then I'm sitting here spending hours and hours a day editing videos and making all this content of stuff that like seemingly nobody gives a fuck about. Nobody shares, nobody likes. I mean, I get shares, I get likes, I get views, but none of my friends share and like that shit. Right? I'm not out here being racist to people that I work with. I'm not out here spreading my own version of what medicine should be to like my millions of subscribers, millions upon millions of subscribers. But I don't get a fucking, hey, check out his work. He's doing good stuff and he's not an asshole. How about that? But like you're gonna go out there and you say, I had a joy, which you can fine. They could be funny. The fact that you went hurt me. It broke my heart. It's like, what are you even going? I understand it's a ticket it's like way before any of this, before one of them was a racist, openly racist. Before one was like spreading constant medical misinformation during a pandemic. Sure. But still, you went. You didn't have to go. You put yourself in an audience with a bunch of people that worship what that guy says. Like, you were surrounded by a lot of racists and anti-mask, anti-vax, people that probably have fake vaccine cards. You know, even though Rogan makes you have to be vaccinated to see his shit, I guarantee you there's a huge chunk of his audience that just has fake shit. A little over 4 years ago, I started The Many Faces. It's an ongoing series of abstract ink portraits. Each piece is improvised. Each piece is released daily. Start collecting now. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF. That stands for The Many Faces. And save yourself 25% when you use coupon code RTS. That stands for The Ray Taylor Show, because that's what you're listening to, and I love you. So I want you to save 25% when you use that coupon code. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/TMF and use coupon code RTS to save 25% when you start collecting one of over 1,600 original ink paintings. By myself, I made them. Support me. I love you. Back to the show. I don't know. It broke my heart. And it you know, it wasn't handled very well. It didn't go over. Whatever. At this point, I don't give a shit. I don't want that in my life. It felt fake to me. So I had to do what I did. And I just unfollowed. And I got very emotional about my unfollow, which I felt bad about, but then I ended up getting blocked. It's whatever. Whatever. I didn't want it in my life, so I, unfollow. Don't want to support. Sorry. I'm going through my own shit. Like, I'm just trying to be a good guy, trying to make my own content, and, I get so little love from anybody. So little love from anybody. Like, money would be great, but a fucking like my shit, just to click a like button. Nobody fucking does it. Nobody fucking shares it. So I'm fine. I'm grinding. I'm pushing the fucking rock up the hill. And then I look over, and these people that are bad for humanity, toxic humans, they get love. You give them love. You're like, I don't like what they do, but man, that something in that water out in Texas. Fine, do it. This is how I respond. I don't have the patience for it. I don't care. It breaks my heart, yeah, but at the same time, felt fake. So heartbreaking. Sometimes you got to do it. But that's where my mental situation's at. I met somebody that was nice. I've been talking to a lot. I don't want to get into that, but it's been the positive side. It's been nice to talk to somebody, that it's been easy and fun to talk to. That's been good. But everything else is like a bummer. A bummer. Just like, I don't even know. I spend so much time and effort to try and make stuff that I think is cool. And there's people that I've tried to help make shit with because I think that they make cool shit. And I put a lot of time and energy into helping those people. Now, it was a long time ago, whatever. But it's amazing. It is fucking amazing how instantly so many of those people just flipped and went on the attack. And she was one of the few that didn't. But now it's like, I don't want to support anybody that supports fucking Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe. Because as far as I'm concerned, they could be the best comedians ever. I don't like what they stand for. I think Tony Hinchcliffe is racist as fuck. Maybe not to black people because he grew up in Youngstown, Ohio. He is extra polite to black people. But if you watch Kill Tony for years, you want to see the most generic, hateful, hack, racist shit, wait for any brown or Asian person to come up on stage. And that is like the only topic of conversation are racist stereotypes. You see, global pandemic and Joe Rogan, millions of subscribers. He's a multimillionaire for just talking on a podcast. Responsible, I'm sure, for many deaths. For people who don't trust a vaccine because Joe Rogan says. Trust your immune system, which Joe Rogan doesn't even trust his immune system. Because when he got COVID, he threw the kitchen sink at it. But he tells his audience, trust your immune system. Buy my vitamins. Don't get a vaccine. Go take some horse dewormer. You want to promote those guys. Those guys like, oh, they make good shit, so whatever. I really don't care. It bums me out. I mean, I do care, actually. I care a lot, and it bums me out. And I say I don't care because I don't want to care, but I do, and it's a bummer. It's just a bummer that seems to happen constantly. And it was somebody that I least expected. That's the huge bummer. Least expected. But whatever. I'm the bad guy. That's fine. People feel better about their decisions by blaming me for whatever. That's fine. It's a bummer. So that was my week. And I wasn't even going to talk about it. But it just, shit happens, I guess. But yeah, my week emotionally has been kind of shitty. Not being able to sleep, staying up way too late, just not being able to go to sleep. My dog having like dreams where I'm like half asleep, half awake. My dog falling off the bed. She's getting old. She can't just fall off a bed and be good to go. And I'd like just like wake up. Like those, like the dreams where you're falling, and you wake yourself up. It's like that, except for it's my dog falling off the bed. And I wake up going to catch her. Because sometimes she likes to sleep on the bed, and she'll walk around. I have a twin mattress, because that's the kind of life I'm living. It's what happens when you give up everything you've owned in your entire life to pursue something. You end up living in a garage on a twin mattress, and your dog goes to walk around, and sometimes she falls off. Sometimes you just think she's falling off, and then sometimes she does fall off. And she's kind of been out of it this week. It wasn't like super hard. She's fallen off pretty gnarly before. But so that's what I've been dealing with. Mentally all over the place. Barely made it through. Just yesterday was ridiculous. And I'm still getting migraines. I don't know if it's the seasons changing. Weather. I don't know. Sprinkled a little bit. Been nice and cool. I've been able to open the windows, but my mental health has been shaky for the past few weeks, and it's just like these things that are just depressing to see. It's like it's like, okay, cool, you went viral, sweet. Oh, cool. Your doodles are being auctioned off at Christie's. Sweet. Oh, cool. You saw some cool comedy. Sweet. Good for you. I don't know. That's where my week's been at. Kind of a bummer, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of done talking about it. So we'll see what happens next week. Maybe it's a better week. I don't know. We'll see. But hope everybody else is doing good, getting vaccinated. Hey, maybe don't go support Joe Rogan. If you think what he does is bad, don't go. Don't go. How about that? How about don't go support Tony Hinchcliffe? If you think he's racist, don't go. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, throwing out ideas for, there's a lot of other comedians that aren't those things that you could not only go see and then talk about on social media, as opposed to those guys not only, getting your money, but also getting a little shout out, little promotion. And like I said last week, if anybody gives a fuck and wants to help support me in like the freest of free ways, this costs you zero money. You can share. I put out tons of clips. Everything social media, everything YouTube. Share my shit. You can. It's okay to share my shit. Like, you don't have to wait for me to get like popularity before you can tell people that like, oh, I knew Ray when. Like, you could actually be part of the reason why I can survive by just sharing my shit instead of getting offended that I stopped following you. Whatever. Or like it. You don't even have to share it. You don't even have to tell your followers that you like my shit. You could just click a goddamn like button. How about that for a call to action? Go hit a goddamn like button. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at patreon.com/inspireddisorder. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com and follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!